Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, maintenance guy fixed the copier and causes several $1,000s in damage. That projector hasn't worked for over a year, you can't fix it. How did you fix it? User told me they spilled something on their laptop. The honesty is amazing. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Maintenance guy fixed the copier and causes several $1,000s in damage. Back when I worked as a field repair tech, our standard response time was get to the customer within 24 business hours. If you called in on a Friday late in the day, you'd most likely see me Monday morning/noon. I think this story happened 2006-ish. We got a call from a doctor's office on a Friday around 3 p.m. saying the copier had an error message. Said error message was replace toner waste container. Normally this can be done by the end user, but this particular MFP, multifunction printer/copier, had one that had to be replaced by a tech. The copier they had used a waste container that could hold about 5 pounds of waste toner, and was held inside the machine in the back under some covers, so a tech had to be dispatched to take things apart and do some general cleaning when these containers needed replaced. Now this customer was a good hour and a half drive from dispatch, so I called them and informed them I'd be up first thing Monday morning. Unfortunately this meant the MFP would be down till I got there, but not much I could do unless they wanted to pay an after-hours fee for me to get there same day. They said it was fine, they had other printers and would see me Monday. Cut to Monday morning and I walk into their office and everything, I do mean everything, was covered in a fine black powdery film. It looked like someone dropped a toner bomb in their office. M equals me. R equals receptionist. D equals doctor. M, what on earth happened in here? R, our building maintenance guy said he could take care of the error code on the copier, and he tried fixing it Saturday. M, how? What? What did he do? R, he said the error code just meant the container inside the front cover was full and needed emptied. So he took a shop vac and just sucked it out. M, he did what? R, I guess it was fine for a few seconds, then the vacuum started blowing black everywhere. We've been trying to clean up since Saturday, but this stuff doesn't clean up easy. Now for those not in the know on toner, it's a very fine silica-based powder that clings to everything. Best way to clean it up is with a static cloth, similar to a super cloth, or with a special vacuum that has a filter designed to keep toner in it, otherwise you get a cloud of black death. Also being silica-based, it does not mix with water, so using a cloth or paper towel with water/cleaner just smears it around. I glance at the disaster that is their office and immediately go back to my car, grab an entire pack of static wipes, a dust filtration mask, my vacuum, and a pair of latex gloves. Upon returning I instruct the girls in the office that they should all be wearing masks and gloves due to this film being silica-based, then hand out the cloths and instruct them how to use them, give them a bit of a stretch and go to town. M, okay, I need to see exactly what your maintenance guy did to the copier. Give me a while to see what he did and get the outside of the copier cleaned up so I can work on it. I look at the copier and it's turned off at the front switch. Most copier have two switches, one for a low power shutdown, the other for complete shutdown. I reach behind and fully kill the power. After about 15 minutes of wiping down covers, controls, and everything in general, and I finally open up the copier. The container the maintenance guy vacuumed out was not the waste tank, it was in fact the developer unit. Again, for those not in the know, a copier mixes toner into a developing unit that is filled with developer, a very fine metal powder. So not only did the maintenance guy blast the office with toner, he also managed to suck out every speck of developer and made it airborne. I cleaned everything I could on the copier inside and out and then figured it'd be safe to power up and see the extent of the damage. Upon power up I immediately got a developer unit error code, no surprise there, so I power down, completely clean the DV unit and toss in a new bottle of developer. Power back up and run the necessary service codes to recalibrate the DV unit. On the next reboot I can hear everything running and doing its usual startup until I get a laser unit error. Rut-row, that's not good. I reset the error and reboot the copier, listening to hear if the laser spins up, and again, error code. Well shit. Normally you don't touch laser units unless you know there's something wrong with them. I figured toner got inside the unit and was causing issues. So I rip out the laser and take it apart. Sure enough, toner was inside it on the mirrors, but what worried me was the motor that ran the reflection head was hard as hell to turn. My first thought was if toner got in, developer probably did as well. So I pull the motor out and clean it with isopropyl, dried the crap out of it with compressed air, and lubed the bearings with a drop of oil. It was spinning smoother but still a bit rough. Put everything back together and prayed. This time I could hear the laser trying to spin up, but it still kept throwing the error code. I figured it was time to call the boss and inform him of the situation. As soon as I told him what the maintenance guy did, and the error codes the machine was having, he said pack it up, the machine is dead, and nothing's going to be covered by warranty or their service contract. Inform the doctor what was happening, and if they want a quote for a replacement we'll be happy to get him one. I went back inside and informed the receptionist I needed to speak with doctor about the situation. D, I'm told you wanted to speak to me. M, yeah doc, unfortunately your copier is dead, and my boss doesn't even want to attempt to fix it due to what the maintenance guy did. It definitely killed the laser unit and probably more, but we can't find out till the laser is replaced, and it's about $500 to $600 just for the laser. If it killed the laser, most likely all the other motors in the copier are dead or dying, since the laser is one of the more protected sections in the machine. Unfortunately, none of this is covered under your maintenance contract, since someone outside our company caused the damage. We can get you a quote for a new one and get it here ASAP, if you want, but a replacement with the same features is gonna be several $1,000s. I honestly thought the doctor was going to go ballistic at this, but he floored me with the following. D, okay, get me a quote, but I want a better machine than this one with a stapler and hole punch. M, okay. You're not upset? D, no, I already informed the maintenance company that does the cleaning that they're paying for all damages in my office. I had their employee on camera doing something he's not supposed to do, and I was not asked if I wanted him to work on my equipment. I told them if they had an issue with that, my lawyer would be delivering paperwork suing for damages. They said the guy was fired and I should email over any quotes or bills for replacements/repairs. So I'm going to get an upgrade on their dime. M, okay. I'll have a quote to you by end of today. D, I also have 3 computers that aren't working. Do you think that this could have caused them to stop working? M, oh absolutely, if toner and developer got sucked into them it could have ruined the hard drive or fans. Maybe even shorted something if enough developer got on the boards. I explained what toner and DV was. D, okay, my IT guys are supposed to be here later today, so I'll just have them do the same and replace them. Is there anything else you needed? M, no, I'll get packed up and have that quote emailed over. D, okay, thank you. I returned to my stuff and started packing up. I explained to the receptionist what was going on and apologized for not being able to do much. R, that's okay, thanks for these cloths though, we're actually getting stuff cleaned up now. M, well have a better day, and I'd keep the masks and gloves until you're done cleaning. You can keep the pack of cloths, you're going to need them. Thank God the maintenance guy didn't actually vacuum out the waste tank, because the DV unit had at most about a little over 2 pounds of DV/toner if he'd have got the actual waste tank. They'd have been replacing everything in the office from carpet to ceiling tiles. That projector hasn't worked for over a year, you can't fix it. How did you fix it? So for context, I worked for a little while at a school that uses a lot of outdated tech, and they bought some projectors a few years back and installed them on the ceiling, making it nearly impossible for someone to check it if it has an issue. So this class decides to watch a movie that had something to do with what they were seeing at the time. Unfortunately, the classroom they had selected had a projector that supposedly didn't work, so they call me because their computer wouldn't even detect the projector. I got up to the ceiling to check it out, and I started to see if I could turn it on manually. I couldn't. I checked if the cables were loosely connected, they weren't. Then the teacher said, "Don't waste your time, that thing's been broken for over a year." A student made the original joke, "Have you tried to turn it off and on again?" A few laughed, but then I remembered that these classrooms sometimes had a switch to turn on the electrical flow to the projector. I eventually found it on the side of the teacher's desk and decided to give it a flip. It wouldn't hurt to try. Turns out no one touched that switch for over a year. The projector immediately lit up and it connected to the computer in a few seconds. Afterwards, the teacher just stared at me and repeatedly told me that it was broken and asked how did I fix it. Before leaving, I simply said I turned it on. User told me they spilled something on their laptop. The honesty is amazing. Ticket came in, I spilled coffee on my laptop. Told her to bring it in, and I'd look at it. She brought it to me and kept telling me she was so embarrassed, and I had to keep telling her, no, this is great. You told us up front what was wrong, and we can deal with it. You didn't say I don't know what happened, and then we troubleshoot different things before finally opening up the computer and mentioning you spilled something in there, and you say I don't remember anything like that happening. It was so nice. It took 15 minutes, swapped her hard drive into one of the hot spares, and away she went. Wish all users could be so upfront. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.